Back at Richmond, we are under caution in the Autolite Fram 250, fourth yellow of the night. This one involved former series champion Randy LaJoie coming off turn 4.
Randy comes off the corner. This is him on the very left of the screen and gets on the gas, and the back end just keeps going. And it won the battle to the start-finish line. It came back and beat the front.
It counts. That's a lap. He just got up there a little bit in the loose stuff, and now they got to get that roof lap back down.
And he nails the gas, and no one can see. And 2 cars back in the pits, Dave.
Smoking badly, Benny. And they just, they're thinking about, okay, they're going to send it back out.
I know what it is.
Send it around. You might hear him on the radio. They say they know what it is. And they took it. Okay, when they came in, they took enough wrenches over the wall to tighten the valve covers if they wanted to. And then the report was, I know what it is, but we have to go out and get a lap. And now they'll bring him back in. Kevin Hanlon, the crew chief for his Winston Cup effort, is also over as well, helping out. And Will Lind, the team manager. So they got a lot of help down here. They think they've solved the problem. Let's wait and see what they do next. They tell Kevin he will have to shut it off. You just heard that on the radio.
Hey, somebody with a flashlight. All right.
Now we'll watch this continuing drama now as the points leader. His car smoking badly. Big puff of smoke as they open it up. And a crewman diving in to work on the internals of that motor. Remember.
And I can't tell you how hot that is under there where that guy's trying to work.
Big time, Benny. They all wear gloves and they have fireproof suits on, but that's not helping a whole lot right now. Todd Berry leads over the front of the
lap. Just take it off. We'll get it done in 1 lap here.
That's Todd, the guy in the short sleeve shirt there that's leaned over the top of the engine. What are we speculating on? Oil fitting loose? What do you think?
Well, they're working on top, so it's got to be either oil.
There's an oil line someplace.
Well, we'll just have to wait.
A little brake clean back here on the firewall.
We'll have to wait until they're done and find out for certain from Todd.
The windshield a little bit.
That was Kevin Hamlin's voice.
You got it.
So while the work continues there, we'll get a follow-up report after the car leaves pit road. Let's talk about tomorrow. NASCAR racing on TNT with the Winston Cup Series and the Chevy Monte Carlo 400 with the Looney Tunes. 7:30 Eastern Time. Qualifying earlier today, Jeff Gordon won the pole. Rusty Wallace qualified second. A couple of guys with some pretty strong resumes here at Richmond. Then it was Sterling Marlin, Jeff Burton, and Ward Burton rounding out the top 5. 7:30 Eastern tomorrow night. You'll see it here on TNT Live.
Well, we've seen the 17 car of Matt Kenseth make a terrific run tonight through the field after the 3rd spot. And he qualified, as they've said 2 or 3 times, back in 16. A car who qualified in the back tomorrow night is going to be very good. A guy named Jeff Green in that 30 car. Marty, what do you have for us?
Well, Matt Kenseth, you're talking about his outstanding run, which has just been great tonight, Benny, as we get ready to go back to green on the racetrack. He has a slight problem. The radio is going bad inside Matt's car. The crew can hear Matt, but Matt cannot hear them. And if that's going to happen, if the radio is going to go bad, that's the best of all scenarios, because now the crew knows what to do when they do come down pit road as far as how to adjust the car.
You're right, Marty. And if it was up to all these crew guys, they'd make it so the drivers couldn't. So that's as long as they can hear Matt and get the adjustments. And here he goes trying to sneak underneath the 10 car, Jeff Green, but not quite enough.
Lead lap cars that pitted under the caution. Jeffrey Bodine, Johnny Sauter, Joe Nemechek, Jimmy Johnson, Michael Waltrip, and Randy LaJoie. All the other front runners stayed out on track. Kevin Harvick has just rejoined the race. He's now 4 laps down. Still in 38th place. And Jeff Green trying Spencer on the outside.
Jeff Green is trying that high. Oh, caution flag is out.
Car on the wall. It's Randy Tolsma.
And Nemechek goes sliding through the grass. 5th
caution. There's Joe. Tolsma trying to get back around before he loses a lap.
He made it.
Let's take a look at what happened.
Ooh.
Johnny Sauter.
Joe Nemechek. And Jimmy Johnson, 92 car. They were all 3 deep, weren't they?
Those are the guys. Those are the guys that pitted under the caution.
Don't you just love this racetrack?
Johnny got down on the apron, perhaps. No? That was a little bit late in the deal.
Let's see. 5 caution flags, 100 laps, still 150 to go. This could be interesting. Another look at what's put us under the 5th caution here in Richmond.
Watch up top. You'll see the 21 car way down the bottom of the racetrack. He's on the apron. He came slamming across that, got up on the racetrack, then bounced into Joe. And Joe just took out Bugs and Tweedy and Sylvester and
Randy Tolsma.
And Randy Tolsma. But he hit Randy first. And watch this. Now, here's where Bugs and Sylvester and Tweedy and all of them. Watch this.
Oh, man. What's wrong with Joe?
Well, I can tell you one thing that'll happen tomorrow before the race.
They'll fix it.
The crew will be out there painting the grass once again.
So will Joe.
No, I don't know.
You don't think Joe will be out there helping him?
I would think not. Would you be?
See,
No.
look
at what they did to poor Bugs. All right, let's get an update on Kevin Harvick, Dave.
Well, speaking of fixing things, Todd Barrier, the crew chief, was involved in that whole fixing operation. What was the problem finally that you found?
The problem was on the small block Chevrolet, there's oil fitting in the back of the block that like feeds your oil pressure gauge, your oil pressure unit. Well, the number 4 line that hooks that gauge, the fitting was busted on it, so we just had to disconnect the oil pressure gauge and cap it off. So it ain't going to affect the car in any way. The car's probably better now than it was because we made an adjustment there. We put tires on it. Just 4 laps to make up, so we got 150 laps left or something, so shoot, it'll be good.
Yeah, they made up 2 before at Bristol. Don't forget that. And Todd did tell me that he didn't lose enough oil to matter. And again, to repeat, the capping off of that line will not affect the operation of the motor. He should be good to go. Liz?
Randy, it looked like you got crunched in out there. What happened?
I guess Joe Nemechek wanted to pick a war with the Marines. You know, the United States Marine car Monte Carlo was running real good. We were making changes on it. You know, we're trying to finish this year and gain some notes for next year so we can come out real strong. And we had a good car that was raceable tonight and just tried to hold our own. And those guys got some fresh tires and knew they'd be coming. Tried to give him the bottom groove back there. I guess he wanted another caution maybe to do some more adjustment. He just flat ran into the back of me and crashed me. I mean, he hit me about 3 to 4 times, so I don't know what else you'd call it, but certainly not good luck for us.
They're going to keep working on the car and try to get out there. Matt?
Liz, Johnny Sauter made 2 visits to pit road to work on his right front fender. Just some cosmetic damage. They pulled the fender out, then did a little more cosmetic work on his second stop. But remember, he was off sequence because they were working on the race car's handling. We told you it was a little bit tight, a little bit loose, going back and forth. Now, Gil Martin says the car should be good. Alan?
Put some oil dry down, so it's going to be a couple of more laps under the caution. We'll take a break and come back for the restart.